Hello, this is Compound Issue Stock Guy, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 6 cannabis companies that I think have the best ROI for the next 3 to 6 months. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the bell down below, give me a thumbs up, I appreciate it. I also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment, information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about in this video. So yeah, Number 6 is MedMen, because they're doing big revenues. On top of that, they just got $30 million, so they got Gotham Greens backing them, which is great for them. You know, they're going to be the Starbucks of USA and North America for cannabis, I think, you know, that, or the Apple eventually. They're just a small company in a lot of senses. They're a lot smaller than Curaleaf and Harvest and some other ones, and like all the big ones in Canada, but they are growing revenues insane. So yeah, I think you gotta look into them for number 6. And then number 5, the old glorious, what everybody else loves, is Aurora Cannabis, ACB, and ACB on the NYSE. And I think it's just because I don't pick them on so far up the list just because of the fact they got so many shares out, but I do think they're gonna have a pretty decent run when the market gets bullish. I mean, I can see it go to 15 or maybe 17 or $18 as a high before it goes down. So that's a decent run, and be about 70 to 90% gains from where we are, and probably not too much downside, just as long as the cannabis industry stays bullish to a lot of extent, because they are doing some pretty incredible things around the globe and in Canada, and they're acquiring some good IP, but I don't love their share structure. That's some thunder. Now we just have to look for lightning. So yeah, we're in a very muggy area right now, and it was very windy last night, and now there's thunder. But number 4 is Trulieve, because they are the #1 most profitable cannabis company in the world. No other company is more profitable than Trulieve. They made $60 million in net income. On an annualized basis, that'd be $64 million in net income, which is incredible comparatively towards Canopy, that was on a run rate of almost $1 billion in losses for the year. So yeah, Trulieve is a very profitable and very efficient company, so they're my number 4 pick. And yeah, I think it's a very safe company because they're doing great revenues in Florida, and they're trying to expand to other states, but they just make big money and big profits. Number 3, I pick HEXO for a lot of different reasons, because they have HIP, and HIP has Neal Brothers for edibles. On top of that, they have working with Coors. They're going to do the infused beverages, and they're going to do the vapes, and they're going to do the hemp, CBD, and they're just growing their facility. They grew almost 2/3 as much as Aurora did, and they're around like $1.5 to $2 billion market cap. So I think when they start doing even more in the next quarter, because that wasn't even including HIP's harvest. So yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be very up there. Their facility is very top notch, so they're growing a lot of cannabis, so you can expect them to grow their kgs, and for their infused beverages are going to be top notch. So yeah, they're my number 3. And Harvest Health and Rec is my number 2, because I just think that well, they want to do $900 million in 2020, but the Verano Holdings acquisition was huge, so they're gonna be getting closer to on target towards reaching that level, but they may have to acquire a lot of other companies to to reach that, but I mean, just the fact that they're talking about being the most dominant cannabis company in USA, that you can't neglect them. So at $8 Canadian, and I think there's around 300 million shares out, so it's like a $2 billion to $2.5 billion market cap. I think it can go to 7.5 billion, so it could go up 3x from now, maybe only 2x. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna be very dominant in the future. So yeah, looking to harvest health and recreation, and my number one is Tilray, and maybe it's a little biased, maybe it's not, but I just think that the Tilray calls, they're money. If you're getting Tilray calls till September or December that are close to strike, I think they're big money. I think Tilray, with their share structure being like 110 million and just so tight, that when the market wants to go up, it's gonna bump it up to 100, 150, 200 potentially before it goes down. So yeah, the ROI on Tilray is going to be incredible. And yeah, I mean, you just have to look at Tilray. They're doing a lot of great things that people don't acknowledge. They say, oh, Tilray's overvalued, but they have an EU GMP facility in Portugal. I believe it's Portugal that just got just opened up, and the Manitoba Harvest acquisition was pretty big. That adds a lot of revenue, and you know, just the fact they're going to be dominant. They have IMHO as a partner for building cannabis infused beverages, which is going to add a lot of hype to the market. Because I mean, maybe they're gonna have some CBD line up, and then they can get that out to all the big stores, CVS and all these other stores in USA. I mean, the future looks pretty good for Tilray, in my opinion. I mean, will they reach that they're worth their market cap for a while? Probably not. I mean, if they get a big cash injection and they get like partly owned to be fully owned in the same take as how Canopy and Chronos, then they're gonna go up a lot higher. But yeah, I mean, they're just, even without that, they're gonna be big stars because they can raise capital themselves. They have enough connections that I'm sure if they want to raise funds at like $75 or $80 and they want to dilute like 10 to 20 million shares, they can bring like 750 million to $1.6 billion in capital to the market, so that'll help their bottom line. So yeah, I mean, I think Tilray will be okay, and just the fact that, yeah, it's just such a tight float. They have pretty good cannabis. They're dealing with cannabis. They're getting some extra cannabis. They're going to be doing hemp in USA. They're going to try to be dominant in Europe and, you know, across the globe. And maybe they got some edibles. And yeah, I just the fact they got such a tight flow, it's just gonna, it's only a matter of time before Tilray's gonna go a lot higher. So I picked them as my number one. Maybe it's biased, I'm gonna be honest, maybe it is, because I got my 2 calls and I'm hoping it goes to $100 or $200 and gonna make some big money. But I'm also just looking at an ROI, and I think out of these, I think that it's pretty safe to say I think that Tilray could have the biggest ROI, and then Harvest maybe second, and maybe Hexo is third, or maybe Hexo is first, who knows, or maybe True Leaf is first, or Medman's first, so who knows. But the future will unravel before our eyes. I'm just talking about what I think. I'm not going to be 100% accurate, but these are my insights into doing a lot of hours of research and due diligence on these companies' financials and what the companies are doing and what their value proposition is. So I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up, and until next time, peace.